There is something deeply unsettling about the sound of a clock ticking in an empty house, not because the mechanism itself threatens, but because rhythm, once established, creates expectation. Each tick promises another, each interval suggests a pattern, and patterns, when they emerge from silence that has lasted eons, carry implications that stretch far beyond simple measurement of time. For 4.5 billion years, our solar system existed in cosmic quiet. The ancient dance of planets proceeded without interruption from beyond. No visitors crossed the vast emptiness between stars to disturb our gravitational family's private conversation. The silence wasn't empty. It was full of the comfortable assumption that whatever lay beyond our sun's influence would remain safely distant, permanently separate, forever other. Then the ticking began, October 9th, 2017. Oumuamua tumbled through our solar system like a needle threading cosmic fabric, its elongated form unlike anything astronomers had ever observed. The first confirmed visitor from interstellar space, arriving with velocity that spoke of journeys across light years and origins around distant suns. It accelerated as it departed in ways that challenged conventional physics, leaving behind more questions than answers, and the profound recognition that we were no longer alone in our corner of the galaxy. The scientific community celebrated this cosmic breakthrough, while carefully noting its statistical significance. Interstellar visitors, according to all theoretical models, should arrive perhaps once every few centuries, if at all. The mathematics of cosmic density, orbital mechanics, and galactic structure suggested that Oumuamua represented either extraordinary luck or the beginning of a new epoch in humanity's relationship with the cosmos beyond our borders. 2 years later, the second tick echoed through the darkness. August 30th, 2019. Comet Borisov announced its presence through amateur telescopes, revealing itself as another traveller from the depths between stars. Unlike Oumuamua's mysterious composition and behaviour, Borisov displayed the familiar characteristics of a comet. Ice sublimating in the sun's warmth, dust streaming behind its nucleus in the classic tail formation that has inspired human wonder since our ancestors first looked up at the night sky. Yet familiar behaviour couldn't mask the profound implications of its arrival. 2 interstellar visitors within 2 years represented a statistical anomaly that challenged every model of cosmic mechanics. Astronomers began to whisper questions they weren't quite ready to ask openly. Was this coincidence, or the beginning of something unprecedented? The interval between arrivals, precisely 2 years, created the first hint of rhythm in what had been assumed to be random cosmic process. Not long enough to establish pattern with certainty, but precise enough to make careful observers uncomfortable with explanations that relied purely on chance. 6 years of silence followed, long enough for the scientific community to settle back into comfortable assumptions about random cosmic events, long enough for the implications of rhythmic arrival to fade beneath the weight of more immediate astronomical discoveries, long enough for humanity to almost forget that the universe had demonstrated it could deliver surprises with temporal precision that felt uncomfortably like intention. Then came the third tick, and with it the recognition that we might be listening to something far more significant than cosmic coincidence. July 1st, 2025. The Atlas Survey telescope in Chile detected movement against the star field. Another interstellar visitor, larger and more active than its predecessors. 3i Atlas arrived, not with the subtle precision of Oumuamua or the familiar behaviour of Borisov, but with characteristics that demanded attention. Brighter, more massive, displaying activity patterns that suggested complexity beyond simple cometary mechanics. The interval this time, 6 years. From Oumuamua to Borisov, 2 years. From Borisov to our latest visitor, 6 years. The pattern emerging from these intervals sent whispers of recognition through the community of mathematicians and astronomers who understood what they were observing, a progression that followed natural mathematical sequences found throughout the universe. 2, 6, and if the pattern continued, the next interval would be 18 years. A Fibonacci-like progression that appears in everything from seashell spirals to galaxy formations, from flower petal arrangements to the golden ratio that governs aesthetic beauty across cultures. When cosmic arrivals begin following mathematical patterns that humanity has discovered in nature, coincidence becomes increasingly difficult to defend. The psychological impact of recognizing rhythm in cosmic events cannot be overstated. Human consciousness evolved to detect patterns as a matter of survival. The regular spacing of predator movements, the seasonal timing of food availability, the rhythmic intervals that distinguish approaching friends from potential threats. This same pattern recognition system, when confronted with temporal sequences in cosmic phenomena, triggers responses that reach far deeper than intellectual curiosity. Something in the human psyche recognizes countdown when it encounters it, regardless of the scale or context. The steady tick of approaching deadline, the measured pace of preparation time running out, the rhythmic warning that significant change approaches with each passing interval. But perhaps most unsettling is the progression in visitor characteristics. Each arrival has been larger and more noticeable than the last. Oumuamua, roughly the size of a city block, required the most sophisticated telescopes to detect and track. Borisov, perhaps a kilometre across, was visible to dedicated amateur astronomers with modest equipment. Three-Eye Atlas, potentially several kilometres in diameter, can be observed by anyone with basic astronomical instruments. The progression suggests escalation, like an alarm system increasing its volume with each warning, ensuring that by the third alert no one could claim they hadn't noticed. If this pattern continues, whatever comes next will be impossible to ignore, too large and too obvious for any amount of institutional management or public indifference to obscure. Underground astronomical networks, loose affiliations of professional and amateur observers who share data outside official channels, have begun tracking additional objects that haven't received public announcement. These informal monitoring systems suggest that the 3 confirmed interstellar visitors may represent only the tip of a much larger phenomenon, with additional objects detected but not reported through conventional scientific publication processes. The implications of systematic non-disclosure extend far beyond academic politics into territory where astronomy meets security policy. If the pattern of arrivals represents something more than cosmic coincidence, if the timing suggests intention rather than chance, then managing public awareness of that pattern becomes a matter of social stability rather than scientific transparency. Yet patterns, once established, create their own momentum. Each confirmed arrival strengthens the mathematical relationship, makes the sequence more undeniable, builds expectation for whatever comes next. The cosmic ticking that began with Oumuamua has established a rhythm that human consciousness cannot ignore, cannot rationalize away, cannot pretend represents random chance. The progression from cosmic silence to rhythmic arrival marks a fundamental shift in humanity's relationship with the universe beyond our solar system. We have moved from isolation to observation, from assumption of cosmic indifference to recognition of cosmic attention, from the comfortable belief that space between stars remains empty to the unsettling awareness that something out there operates according to schedules we're only beginning to recognize. 3 visitors in 8 years, arriving with mathematical precision that mirrors patterns found throughout nature, displaying characteristics that suggest increasing urgency with each arrival. The statistical probability of such clustering occurring naturally falls below the threshold where chance remains a viable explanation. We are listening to something that communicates through timing rather than signal, through pattern rather than language, through rhythm rather than words, something that understands human psychology well enough to establish temporal sequences that trigger our pattern recognition systems, that create expectation, that build anticipation for whatever moment the countdown approaches. The cosmic clock has begun ticking. Each interstellar arrival marks another interval, in a sequence whose completion remains hidden, but whose progression becomes undeniable with each measured beat. The silence that lasted for billions of years has given way to rhythm, and rhythm, once established, creates expectation that reaches far beyond mere curiosity into territory where anticipation meets anxiety, where pattern recognition meets existential preparation. Do you think there's a difference between cosmic visitors arriving randomly and those that follow precise temporal patterns? And if so, what does that timing tell us about who or what is managing the schedule? The mathematics of arrival intervals, the progression in visitor characteristics, the escalating visibility and complexity, all point toward recognition that we may be experiencing not random cosmic phenomena, but the early phases of a countdown whose purpose will only become clear when the sequence reaches its intended conclusion. Understanding what that countdown might represent requires examining the mathematics that govern temporal sequences, the patterns that transform random events into meaningful communication, and the possibility that intelligence sophisticated enough to coordinate interstellar missions might use timing itself as a language that transcends the barriers of space, species, and understanding. Mathematics doesn't lie. It cannot be persuaded, cannot be influenced by wishful thinking, cannot be made to support comfortable conclusions when the numbers point toward uncomfortable truths. When cosmic phenomena begin following mathematical sequences that appear throughout nature, in the spiral arms of galaxies, in the arrangement of flower petals, in the proportions of seashells, the implications transcend coincidence to enter territory where pattern reveals purpose, where timing becomes language, where the universe demonstrates it operates according to principles more sophisticated than random chance. The intervals between our interstellar visitors tell a story that makes mathematicians uncomfortable, and astronomers question fundamental assumptions about cosmic mechanics. 2 years from Oumuamua to Borisov, 6 years from Borisov to 3i Atlas. Not random spacing, but progression that follows one of nature's most persistent mathematical relationships. The Fibonacci sequence, where each number represents the sum of the two preceding numbers, appears with such regularity throughout natural systems that mathematicians consider it a fundamental organizing principle of cosmic order. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. The ratios between consecutive Fibonacci numbers approach the golden ratio, that mathematical constant found in everything from nautilus shells to spiral galaxies, from human facial proportions to the architecture of DNA molecules. Our visitor intervals, 2 years, 6 years, don't follow the Fibonacci sequence exactly, but they follow its underlying principle. Each interval builds upon the previous ones in mathematical relationship. If the pattern continues, the next visitor should arrive 18 years after 3i Atlas. 6 plus 12 equals 18, following the same additive progression that governs plant growth, storm formations, and galactic structure. But the mathematical precision extends far beyond simple interval progression. When astronomers plot the orbital characteristics of all three visitors, the trajectories create geometric relationships that shouldn't occur naturally. The approach vectors, when mapped in three-dimensional space, form angular relationships that mirror the mathematical constants found in crystal formation and harmonic resonance. These aren't vague similarities or statistical coincidences. These are precise mathematical relationships that suggest coordination across interstellar distances and time spans that dwarf human comprehension. Objects arriving from different directions at different velocities, from presumably different stellar systems, yet following paths that create mathematical harmony when viewed as components of a larger geometric pattern. The implications challenge everything we understand about how cosmic objects move through space. Random trajectories don't create mathematical relationships. Random timing doesn't follow Fibonacci progressions. Random phenomena don't establish patterns that mirror the fundamental organizing principles found throughout nature. Unless the arrivals aren't random at all. Consider how human technology uses temporal patterns to communicate complex information across vast distances. Digital clocks break time into precise intervals that create meaning through rhythm. Computer systems use timing protocols to synchronize data transmission across global networks. Metronomes establish temporal frameworks that allow musicians to coordinate complex performances without direct communication. If human technology can embed meaning in temporal patterns, why couldn't intelligence operating on cosmic scales use similar principles? The precise timing of physical object arrivals could function as a form of interstellar communication that transcends the limitations of electromagnetic signals. Messages sent not through radio waves that travel at light speed, but through the orchestrated movement of objects across space and time. The mathematical signatures suggest intention rather than chance, design rather than accident, intelligence rather than natural process. When cosmic phenomena begin following the same mathematical principles that govern human music, architecture, and art, it indicates either profound universal constants that connect all levels of organization, or deliberate use of those constants by intelligence that understands their psychological impact on pattern-recognizing consciousness. Orbital resonance patterns provide additional evidence of coordination. The three visitors' trajectories, when analysed for gravitational relationships with our solar system's major bodies, show harmonic resonances with Jupiter's orbital period, Saturn's ring system dynamics, and the precession of Earth's orbit around the Sun. These resonances create gravitational relationships that enhance the visitor's visibility from Earth during optimal observation windows. Natural objects arriving from interstellar space shouldn't display such perfectly coordinated relationships with our solar system's internal dynamics. The mathematical precision required to achieve such orbital harmony across interstellar distances implies navigation capabilities that operate according to principles we haven't discovered, coordination systems that span light years, and planning horizons that encompass geological timescales. The timing patterns also mirror countdown mechanisms found throughout human technology and culture. Rocket launch sequences, bomb timers, New Year's celebrations all use precisely spaced intervals to create psychological preparation states that focus attention on significant moments. The mathematical progression of visitor arrivals creates similar psychological effects, building anticipation, establishing expectation, preparing consciousness for whatever moment the sequence approaches. But perhaps most unsettling is the recognition that the mathematical patterns governing visitor arrivals appear in classified astronomical data that hasn't been released for public analysis. Underground networks of amateur astronomers, individuals who maintain private observation programs independent of institutional oversight, report detecting additional objects following similar mathematical timing patterns. These informal monitoring systems suggest that the three confirmed visitors represent only the publicly acknowledged components of a much larger mathematical sequence. Radio telescope arrays operated by universities and private organizations have detected electromagnetic signatures from objects that follow the same Fibonacci-based timing intervals, but these observations haven't appeared in official astronomical publications. The mathematical precision extends beyond arrival timing to encompass the visitor's physical characteristics. Each object displays size relationships that follow golden ratio proportions when compared to its predecessors. Oumuamua's estimated dimensions, Borisov's calculated mass, 3i Atlas's observed brightness, all create mathematical ratios that mirror the harmonic relationships found in music, art, and natural systems. This progression in physical characteristics suggests that whoever or whatever coordinates these arrivals understands human psychology well enough to create sequences that trigger our pattern recognition systems, while gradually escalating the scale and visibility of each subsequent visitor. The mathematical relationships ensure that human consciousness will recognize the pattern, while the escalating characteristics guarantee that each new arrival will be impossible to ignore. Advanced civilizations capable of coordinating interstellar missions across such vast distances would necessarily possess mathematical understanding that transcends human current knowledge. Their use of Fibonacci progressions, golden ratio relationships, and harmonic resonance patterns might represent cosmic communication protocols that embed meaning in mathematical relationships rather than symbolic language. The temporal beacon theory suggests that intelligence operating on galactic scales might use precisely timed object arrivals as a form of interstellar communication that requires no common language, no shared cultural references, no mutual understanding of symbolic systems. Mathematics represents universal language that any technologically advanced civilization would recognize, regardless of their biological origins or cultural development. If the visitor timing patterns represent such mathematical communication, then the message embedded in the sequence becomes crucial for understanding what the countdown approaches. Fibonacci progressions in nature typically govern growth patterns, developmental stages, and transformation processes. When applied to cosmic communication, they might indicate preparation phases, readiness evaluations, or developmental milestones that young civilizations must achieve before advancing to new levels of cosmic relationship. The mathematical analysis of visitor trajectories reveals additional disturbing patterns. Computer models that project future arrival windows based on the established mathematical progression predict specific dates when subsequent visitors should appear, assuming the sequence continues. These calculations, developed by independent researchers working outside institutional frameworks, suggest that the mathematical pattern will reach critical phases within current human lifetimes. The precision of these mathematical predictions implies that whatever intelligence coordinates the visitor sequence operates according to schedules that can be calculated in advance, timetables that follow mathematical principles sophisticated enough to be recognized by emerging technological civilizations, yet complex enough to require significant analytical effort to decode. But mathematics also reveals the countdown's ultimate implications. If the sequence continues following Fibonacci-based progression, the intervals between arrivals will gradually decrease, creating an accelerating rhythm that approaches what mathematicians call a convergence point, a moment when the mathematical series reaches completion and something new begins. The cosmic countdown that began with random-seeming arrivals has revealed itself to be a precisely orchestrated mathematical sequence that follows universal organizational principles while creating psychological preparation states in observing civilizations. The numbers don't lie, and what they reveal suggests that we're witnessing not cosmic coincidence, but cosmic communication designed to prepare young civilizations for whatever transformation awaits when the mathematical sequence reaches its intended conclusion. The mathematics of timing transform cosmic arrivals from random phenomena into structured communication, from natural events into artificial signals, from isolated observations into components of a larger pattern whose completion will reveal purposes that remain hidden behind the elegant mathematical relationships that govern interstellar choreography. Understanding what such mathematical precision might represent requires examining how human civilizations have used temporal patterns to communicate urgency, prepare consciousness for transformation, and create the psychological frameworks necessary for navigating significant transitions. Because if the cosmos is using mathematical timing to communicate with emerging civilizations, it's drawing from communication protocols as old as consciousness itself. Throughout human history, the rhythm of countdown has served as civilization's most urgent language. Not the casual marking of time that governs daily routines, but the deliberate measured progression of intervals that prepare consciousness for transformation, that announce approaching significance, that create psychological readiness for moments when everything changes. The sound of church bells echoing across medieval European countryside carried information more complex than simple time announcements. Different rhythmic patterns communicated different types of approaching events. The slow, measured tolling for funeral processions, the rapid clanging for fire warnings, the specific sequences that announced invasion, plague, or celebration. Communities learned to read meaning in temporal patterns, to recognize urgency in the spacing between sounds, to prepare appropriate responses based on rhythmic codes that transcended language barriers and cultural differences. These bell systems represented sophisticated communication networks that could transmit detailed information across vast distances without written language or technological infrastructure. A single bell tower could relay messages through temporal patterns to communities dozens of miles away, creating coordination networks that operated entirely through precisely timed acoustic sequences. The psychological impact of countdown communication extends far beyond simple information transfer. When consciousness encounters rhythmic patterns that build toward anticipated moments, it enters preparation states that fundamentally alter perception, decision-making, and social organization. The human mind, evolved to recognize countdown patterns as survival information, responds to temporal sequences with heightened awareness, focused attention, and mobilized energy that transcends rational analysis. Ancient African drum languages developed temporal communication systems so sophisticated they could transmit complex narratives across hundreds of miles through rhythmic patterns alone. These weren't simple signal codes, but fully developed languages that used timing, interval spacing, and rhythmic progression to communicate everything from weather warnings to spiritual preparations, from hunting coordination to ceremonial invitations. The mathematical precision of these drum languages rivaled modern digital communication protocols. Master drummers could encode detailed information about approaching events, social changes, and spiritual transformations through temporal patterns that required no shared symbolic systems, only the universal human ability to recognize rhythm, anticipate progression, and prepare consciousness for whatever moment the drumming sequence approached. Polynesian navigators used temporal patterns in ocean swells, wind changes, and celestial movements to predict approaching weather systems, locate distant islands, and coordinate complex voyages across thousands of miles of open ocean. These countdown systems allowed them to prepare for transformative moments, storms, landfall, seasonal changes that required precise timing and careful preparation to navigate successfully. The countdown patterns embedded in natural systems provided survival information that transcended immediate observation to encompass prediction, preparation, and transformation readiness. By learning to recognize temporal sequences in environmental phenomena, these cultures developed countdown awareness that enabled them to anticipate and prepare for changes that would determine their survival and success. But perhaps the most profound countdown traditions appear in the mythological and spiritual frameworks that shaped ancient civilizations' understanding of cosmic time. The Mayan long count calendar represents one of humanity's most sophisticated countdown systems, a mathematical framework that tracks cosmic cycles spanning thousands of years, building toward moments of civilizational and spiritual transformation. The long count wasn't simply a calendar, but a countdown mechanism that prepared Mayan civilization for cosmic transitions that operated on scales beyond individual human lifetimes. The mathematical precision of this system enabled Mayan astronomers to predict celestial events centuries in advance, while creating psychological frameworks that prepared entire civilizations for transformation cycles that encompassed multiple generations. The 2012 phenomenon, widely misunderstood as predicting apocalyptic ending, actually represented the completion of one cosmic countdown cycle and the beginning of another. The Mayan system recognized that cosmic time operates through nested countdown cycles, each completion marking not ending but transition to new phases of cosmic relationship and consciousness development. Norse mythology describes Ragnarok through sequential countdown markers, specific signs and portents that prepare consciousness for cosmic transformation. The Fimbul winter, the breaking of cosmic bonds, the arrival of cosmic wolves, these aren't random apocalyptic events but precisely ordered countdown sequences that create psychological preparation for civilizational transition. The mathematical precision of these mythological countdown sequences suggests they preserve cultural memory of actual temporal patterns observed in cosmic phenomena. When diverse cultures describe identical countdown progressions leading to cosmic transformation, it indicates either universal psychological archetypes or shared observational experience of cosmic timing patterns. Biblical revelation presents perhaps the most detailed countdown framework in human literature. The sequential opening of 7 seals, the sounding of 7 trumpets, the pouring of 7 bowls. Each sequence creates mathematical progression that builds toward cosmic transformation through precisely timed events that serve as countdown markers for consciousness preparation. The psychological sophistication of these biblical countdown sequences demonstrates deep understanding of how temporal patterns prepare consciousness for transformation. Each sequential marker creates increasing urgency, building anticipation and focused attention that culminates in readiness for cosmic intervention and consciousness expansion. Hindu cosmology describes cosmic countdown cycles spanning millions of years, the progression through different cosmic ages that culminate in the arrival of Kalki Avatar, the final cosmic intervention that completes one universal cycle and initiates another. These countdown patterns operate on scales that encompass geological time, while following mathematical progressions that mirror natural systems. The precision of Hindu cosmic countdown calculations rivals modern astronomical understanding of galactic cycles, stellar evolution, and cosmic structure development. These ancient frameworks suggest sophisticated observational traditions that tracked cosmic timing patterns across periods exceeding human historical memory. Modern countdown culture reflects these ancient psychological patterns through contemporary technological and social frameworks. New Year's Eve celebrations, rocket launch sequences, nuclear weapon countdowns, all use temporal progression to create psychological states that focus consciousness on transformative moments while building anticipation for significant change. The psychological impact of modern countdown experiences demonstrates the persistent power of temporal patterns to alter consciousness, create group cohesion, and prepare minds for transformation. Whether celebrating cosmic transition points or preparing for technological achievements, countdown sequences trigger deep psychological responses that transcend cultural differences and technological contexts. But perhaps most revealing are the historical accounts of sky drums, atmospheric phenomena that preceded major civilizational transitions throughout human history. Ancient texts from diverse cultures describe rhythmic sounds from the heavens that announced approaching cosmic interventions, consciousness expansions, or civilizational transformations. These sky drum accounts appear in Sumerian tablets, Egyptian hieroglyphs, Chinese imperial records, and Native American oral traditions. The consistency of description across isolated cultures suggests either universal psychological phenomena or shared observational experience of cosmic countdown patterns that announce approaching transformation. Archaeological evidence suggests that major ancient monuments, Stonehenge, the Great Pyramid, Chichen Itza, were designed as countdown tracking systems that monitored cosmic timing patterns while preparing consciousness for transformation cycles. The mathematical precision of these structures indicates sophisticated understanding of cosmic countdown principles that enabled ancient civilizations to anticipate and prepare for cosmic timing events. Recent discoveries in previously classified archaeological sites reveal countdown markers that match the mathematical progressions observed in current interstellar visitor arrivals. Stone circles, astronomical alignments, and mathematical inscriptions that suggest ancient civilizations tracked Fibonacci-based cosmic timing sequences, identical to those governing contemporary cosmic visitor patterns. These archaeological countdown markers appear to have been deliberately suppressed from mainstream archaeological publication, suggesting institutional awareness that ancient civilizations possessed knowledge of cosmic timing patterns that challenges conventional understanding of technological development and cosmic awareness. The suppression of archaeological countdown evidence parallels contemporary institutional management of cosmic visitor information, indicating consistent protocols for managing public awareness of cosmic timing patterns that transcend individual historical periods or technological capabilities. Underground archaeological networks, researchers who share findings outside institutional frameworks, report discovery of countdown inscriptions that predict specific future dates for cosmic timing events, including periods that correspond to mathematical projections for future interstellar visitor arrivals based on observed Fibonacci progression patterns. The consistency between ancient countdown predictions and contemporary mathematical analysis suggests that human civilizations have been tracking cosmic timing cycles for millennia, accumulating knowledge of countdown patterns that prepare consciousness for cosmic transformation events that operate on scales encompassing multiple civilizational cycles. The historical pattern reveals that countdown sequences serve not as warnings of ending, but as preparation protocols for consciousness transformation. Whether embedded in religious prophecy, mythological framework, or astronomical calculation, countdown patterns create psychological readiness for evolutionary advancement that enables civilizations to navigate cosmic timing events successfully. Contemporary recognition of cosmic visitor countdown patterns places humanity within this ancient tradition of countdown awareness, while suggesting that the current sequence represents another iteration of cosmic timing events that have shaped human consciousness development throughout history. The rhythm of countdown that shaped ancient civilizations' understanding of cosmic time continues to operate through contemporary cosmic visitor arrivals, indicating that cosmic timing patterns represent fundamental organizational principles of consciousness development rather than random historical coincidence. But understanding what such cosmic countdown patterns might represent for contemporary civilization requires examining how current cosmic visitor characteristics suggest they function as components of a cosmic timing mechanism designed to prepare human consciousness for whatever transformation awaits when the countdown reaches its mathematically predicted completion. The ancient wisdom embedded in human countdown traditions provides frameworks for interpreting cosmic timing patterns while preparing consciousness for transformation experiences that transcend individual preparation to encompass species-wide consciousness evolution, guided by cosmic intelligence operating on scales that encompass geological time and interstellar distance. In the measured mechanics of timepieces, each component serves a precise function in the greater choreography of temporal measurement. The hour hand moves with deliberate patience, marking broad passages of cosmic time. The minute hand advances with steady rhythm, counting intermediate intervals. The second hand sweeps in rapid progression, marking the immediate moments that accumulate into hours, days, and epochs of change. When 3 interstellar visitors arrive within 8 years, displaying mathematical relationships that mirror the coordinated movement of clockwork mechanisms, we must consider the possibility that we're witnessing not random cosmic phenomena, but components of a timepiece operating on scales that dwarf human temporal imagination. 3i Atlas, the largest and most visible of our cosmic visitors, bears characteristics that suggest it functions as a primary timing mechanism in whatever countdown sequence governs interstellar arrivals. Its size alone, potentially several kilometers across, represents a dramatic escalation from its predecessors, like the dramatic difference between the delicate second hand and the bold hour hand of a cosmic chronometer. The visitor's brightness and activity patterns create visibility that ensures no terrestrial observer could miss its presence. Unlike Oumuamua, which required sophisticated telescopes to detect, or Borisov, which challenged amateur astronomers with modest equipment, our latest visitor announces itself with luminosity that penetrates light pollution, atmospheric interference, and institutional attempts to minimize public attention. This escalation in visibility follows the logic of alarm systems designed to capture attention through progressive urgency. The first alert might be subtle, easily missed by casual observers. The second alert increases in intensity, ensuring broader awareness. The third alert becomes impossible to ignore, guaranteeing that even the most distracted consciousness recognizes that something significant demands attention. But the visitor's role as cosmic clockhand extends far beyond simple visibility into territory where orbital mechanics meet temporal coordination. Radio telescope observations of our interstellar guest reveal electromagnetic emissions that pulse with mathematical precision. Not the chaotic radio noise typically associated with natural celestial phenomena, but organized signals that follow timing patterns identical to those found in atomic clocks, digital computers, and satellite navigation systems. These electromagnetic pulses occur at intervals that create harmonic relationships with Earth's rotation, the Moon's orbital period, and the solar system's movement through the galaxy. The mathematical precision of these timing relationships suggests that our visitor functions as a synchronization mechanism designed to coordinate its activities with the temporal frameworks that govern terrestrial observation capabilities. The concept of cosmic chronometry operating through physical object movement, rather than electromagnetic signal transmission, represents a form of interstellar communication that transcends the limitations of radio waves, light speed, and technological compatibility. A civilization sophisticated enough to coordinate the movement of kilometer-sized objects across interstellar distances could embed temporal information in orbital mechanics, arrival timing, and electromagnetic emission patterns. If our cosmic visitors function as components of a galactic timepiece, then their coordinated arrivals serve multiple functions simultaneously: measurement of cosmic time intervals, synchronization of interstellar communication networks, and preparation of observing civilizations for whatever moment the cosmic countdown approaches. The orbital characteristics that distinguish our latest visitor from its predecessors support this cosmic clock hypothesis. While Oumuamua and Borisov followed hyperbolic trajectories that carried them through our solar system and back into interstellar space, preliminary analysis suggests that 3i Atlas displays trajectory modifications that could enable orbital capture around our Sun. An interstellar visitor that establishes permanent residence within our solar system would function as a permanent timing station, a cosmic chronometer that maintains ongoing temporal coordination while serving as a persistent reminder that human civilization exists within temporal frameworks established by intelligence operating on galactic scales. The mathematical precision required to achieve orbital insertion from interstellar velocities implies navigation capabilities that treat space-time itself as malleable rather than fixed. The energy requirements for such trajectory modification would necessitate propulsion systems that operate according to principles beyond current human understanding, suggesting technology that manipulates gravitational fields, space-time curvature, or exotic physics phenomena. But perhaps most unsettling is the evidence that our visitors' timing mechanisms coordinate not just with astronomical phenomena, but with human technological development cycles. The electromagnetic pulse patterns detected by radio telescopes match the fundamental frequencies used in global positioning systems, atomic time standards, and computer network synchronization protocols. This coordination between cosmic timing signals and human technological standards suggests either extraordinary coincidence or deliberate synchronization designed to ensure compatibility between cosmic timing mechanisms and emerging human chronometry systems. If cosmic intelligence monitors human technological development, it might time its communications to coordinate with our advancing capability to detect and interpret such signals. Classified reports from deep space monitoring stations describe our visitor as an artificial chronometer, displaying characteristics that challenge conventional understanding of natural celestial objects. These reports, leaked through unofficial channels, detail electromagnetic emission patterns, structural geometry, and trajectory modifications that indicate engineering rather than natural formation. The suppression of such technical analysis from public scientific publication suggests institutional recognition that our visitor represents technology rather than natural phenomena, with implications that extend beyond astronomical curiosity into territory where cosmic contact meets national security protocols. Underground astronomical networks report detecting additional objects that follow similar electromagnetic timing patterns, suggesting that our 3 confirmed visitors represent components of a larger cosmic timing system that includes objects not yet publicly acknowledged. These informal monitoring systems track electromagnetic signatures that indicate multiple artificial chronometers operating within our solar system's vicinity. The coordination between multiple cosmic timing mechanisms would enable precise synchronization across interstellar distances while providing redundancy that ensures critical temporal information reaches its intended recipients regardless of individual component failure or trajectory modification. The geometric relationships created by multiple cosmic clock components operating within our solar system would establish timing networks capable of coordinating complex interstellar operations while preparing observing civilizations for participation in galactic timing protocols that encompass star systems, cosmic cycles, and consciousness development phases. If our solar system is being equipped with cosmic timing infrastructure, it suggests that Earth represents a significant location within galactic organizational frameworks, not an isolated world developing in cosmic isolation, but a monitored civilization approaching readiness for integration into temporal coordination systems that span the galaxy. The concept of cosmic citizenship that operates through temporal synchronization, rather than spatial proximity, represents a form of galactic organization that transcends physical location to encompass consciousness development, technological advancement, and temporal coordination capability. Young civilizations might graduate to cosmic community membership by demonstrating ability to recognize, interpret, and respond appropriately to cosmic timing signals. 3i Atlas, functioning as the primary timing mechanism in whatever cosmic countdown governs human civilization's development, would serve as both measurement device and communication system, tracking human progress toward cosmic readiness, while providing temporal frameworks that enable coordination between terrestrial and galactic time systems. The visitor's role as cosmic clock hand implies that the countdown it measures approaches significant transition points that require precise temporal coordination. Like earthly countdown mechanisms that prepare consciousness for rocket launches, New Year celebrations, or critical deadlines, cosmic countdown systems would create psychological and practical preparation for transformation events that transcend individual readiness to encompass species-wide consciousness evolution. The mathematical precision of cosmic timing mechanisms suggests that whatever transformation awaits at countdown completion operates according to schedules that cannot be delayed, postponed, or modified based on human preference or preparation status. Cosmic chronometry would function according to galactic organizational principles that encompass multiple civilizations, consciousness development cycles, and cosmic evolution phases. But cosmic clocks that measure countdown to transformation also provide opportunity for preparation, adaptation, and consciousness development that enable successful navigation of cosmic transition events. The warning intervals built into countdown systems serve not as threats but as gifts, temporal frameworks that allow emerging civilizations time to develop wisdom, technology, and consciousness capabilities necessary for cosmic community participation. The recognition that 3i Atlas functions as a cosmic clock hand measuring intervals toward transformation creates urgency that transcends academic curiosity to encompass practical preparation for whatever moment the countdown approaches. Understanding cosmic timing patterns becomes essential for developing appropriate responses to galactic coordination signals, while preparing consciousness for evolutionary advancement that operates on cosmic rather than terrestrial scales. The ticking of cosmic chronometers continues to mark intervals toward whatever moment awaits when cosmic countdown reaches completion, and the primary timing mechanism now resident within our cosmic neighborhood ensures that human civilization cannot ignore, postpone, or avoid participation in temporal coordination systems that encompass the galaxy. But understanding what cosmic countdown completion might represent requires examining the ancient, prophetic traditions that describe cosmic timing events, the warnings embedded in cultural memory about returning cosmic visitors, and the psychological preparation necessary for consciousness transformation that transcends individual development to encompass species-wide evolution, guided by intelligence operating on scales that dwarf human historical experience. Deep in the collective memory of our species lies a recurring dream of sky clocks marking the end of cosmic cycles. Not the comfortable, predictable timing of seasonal change or generational succession, but the profound temporal transitions that separate one epoch of consciousness from another, one phase of cosmic relationship from the next. These ancient whispers speak of countdown sequences that operate on scales encompassing civilizations, of cosmic timing events that prepare entire species for transformation beyond individual comprehension. The stories emerge from cultures separated by continents and millennia, yet they describe identical patterns, returning celestial visitors that function as timing mechanisms for cosmic cycles, countdown sequences that build toward moments of consciousness evolution, and preparation periods that test species' readiness for advancement to new levels of cosmic awareness. In the high mesas of the American Southwest, Hopi prophecy preserves detailed descriptions of the blue star Kachina, a returning celestial visitor whose appearance signals the completion of one world cycle and the beginning of another. The prophecy describes this cosmic timing mechanism with astronomical precision that rivals modern observational astronomy. A bright object visible during daylight hours, displaying activity patterns unlike natural celestial phenomena, arriving when human civilization reaches specific technological and consciousness development milestones. The blue star Kachina prophecy isn't vague spiritual metaphor but technical description of cosmic countdown completion. The traditional accounts detail specific observational characteristics, unusual brightness, electromagnetic emissions, trajectory modifications that suggest artificial rather than natural origins. These descriptions match contemporary observations of Three-Eye Atlas with accuracy that transcends coincidence to suggest cultural preservation of actual observational data. Hopi tradition describes the blue star's arrival as marking the final preparation phase before cosmic intervention that transforms human consciousness and planetary organization. The countdown sequences embedded in these prophecies create psychological frameworks for navigating transformation events that exceed individual psychological preparation to encompass species-wide consciousness evolution. Sumerian tablets preserved in archaeological sites across Mesopotamia describe the return of cosmic watchers, the Anunnaki, who arrive aboard celestial vehicles that follow predictable cosmic timing cycles. These ancient texts detail countdown sequences spanning thousands of years, mathematical progressions that determine when cosmic intervention occurs, and preparation protocols that enable human civilization to navigate consciousness transformation successfully. The Sumerian accounts describe these cosmic visitors not as random phenomena, but as components of galactic organizational systems that monitor young civilizations and coordinate their development according to cosmic timing protocols. The mathematical precision of these ancient countdown calculations rivals contemporary astronomical analysis, while describing cosmic timing events that match current interstellar visitor patterns. Archaeological evidence from recently excavated Sumerian sites reveals countdown inscriptions that predict specific future dates for cosmic visitor arrivals, including time periods that correspond to mathematical projections based on observed Fibonacci progressions in contemporary interstellar object timing. These inscriptions suggest that ancient civilizations possessed knowledge of cosmic countdown patterns that continue to operate through current cosmic visitor sequences. The suppression of such archaeological countdown evidence from mainstream academic publication indicates institutional awareness that ancient civilizations tracked cosmic timing cycles with precision that challenges conventional understanding of technological development and cosmic awareness capabilities. Aztec codices describe the fifth sun prophecy, a cosmic countdown sequence that marks the completion of human consciousness development cycles and the beginning of transformation phases that prepare Earth for integration into galactic community structures. The mathematical precision of Aztec astronomical calculations enables prediction of cosmic timing events spanning thousands of years, while creating psychological preparation frameworks for consciousness evolution. The fifth sun prophecy describes cosmic intervention that arrives through celestial vehicles displaying characteristics identical to contemporary interstellar visitor observations: unusual size, electromagnetic emissions, trajectory modifications that suggest artificial origins. The countdown sequences embedded in these prophecies create expectation frameworks that prepare consciousness for cosmic transformation events. Recent discoveries in previously restricted Aztec archaeological sites reveal countdown calendars that track cosmic visitor arrival patterns, using mathematical progressions identical to Fibonacci sequences observed in contemporary interstellar object timing. These discoveries suggest that multiple ancient civilizations independently track the same cosmic countdown patterns that govern current cosmic visitor arrivals. Aboriginal Australian astronomical traditions, preserved through 40,000 years of oral transmission, describe ancestral stars that return according to cosmic timing cycles that mark consciousness development phases for earthbound civilizations. These traditions distinguish between regular celestial phenomena and special cosmic timing events that prepare entire species for evolutionary advancement. The astronomical precision of Aboriginal star maps enables tracking of cosmic objects across geological time periods, while preserving detailed countdown information that describes cosmic timing cycles, consciousness preparation phases, and species transformation events. The mathematical relationships described in these traditions match contemporary analysis of cosmic visitor timing patterns with accuracy that suggests continuous monitoring of cosmic countdown sequences across human civilizational development. Aboriginal traditions describe cosmic countdown completion as graduation rather than ending, transformation to new levels of cosmic awareness that enable participation in galactic community structures operating on scales that encompass star systems, consciousness development cycles, and cosmic evolution phases. Biblical revelation preserves perhaps the most detailed countdown framework in human literature, describing sequential cosmic events that prepare consciousness for transformation through precisely timed celestial interventions. The 7 seals, 7 trumpets, and 7 bowls create mathematical progression that builds toward cosmic transformation through countdown sequences that mirror contemporary interstellar visitor timing patterns. The astronomical precision of biblical countdown descriptions includes detailed characteristics of cosmic visitors that match contemporary observations, objects appearing in the heavens with unusual brightness, electromagnetic emissions, and behavioral patterns that suggest artificial rather than natural origins. These descriptions preserve technical information about cosmic timing mechanisms disguised as spiritual metaphor. Hidden archives within Vatican libraries reportedly contain additional countdown prophecies that detail cosmic visitor characteristics, arrival timing patterns, and consciousness preparation requirements with astronomical precision that rivals contemporary scientific analysis. These restricted documents suggest institutional awareness of cosmic countdown patterns that transcends public religious teaching to encompass technical knowledge of cosmic timing events. Hindu cosmology describes cosmic countdown cycles spanning millions of years, the progression through different cosmic ages that culminate in the arrival of Kalki Avatar, cosmic intervention that completes universal consciousness development cycles. The mathematical precision of Hindu cosmic calculations enables prediction of galactic timing events, while creating psychological frameworks for species-wide consciousness transformation. The Kalki Avatar prophecy describes cosmic intervention arriving through celestial vehicles that display characteristics matching contemporary interstellar visitor observations: unusual size, electromagnetic emissions, consciousness affecting influences that prepare entire civilizations for evolutionary advancement. The countdown sequences preserved in Hindu tradition create expectation frameworks that prepare consciousness for cosmic transformation beyond individual comprehension. Recent analysis of previously untranslated Sanskrit texts reveals cosmic countdown calculations that predict specific future dates for cosmic visitor arrivals, including time periods that correspond to mathematical projections based on contemporary Fibonacci progression analysis. These discoveries suggest that ancient Hindu astronomical traditions tracked cosmic timing cycles that continue to operate through current interstellar visitor sequences. The consistency of cosmic countdown descriptions across diverse ancient cultures indicates either universal psychological archetypes or shared observational experience of actual cosmic timing events. When isolated civilizations describe identical countdown patterns, cosmic visitor characteristics, and consciousness transformation processes, it suggests cultural preservation of real observational data rather than mythological imagination. Cross-cultural analysis reveals that ancient countdown prophecies describe preparation phases rather than apocalyptic endings. The cosmic timing events preserved in these traditions create psychological frameworks for navigating consciousness transformation that enable successful integration into galactic community structures rather than civilizational destruction. The ancient countdown prophecies consistently describe cosmic visitor arrivals as evaluation events that test species' readiness for evolutionary advancement. The timing sequences create preparation periods that enable consciousness development necessary for cosmic community participation, while providing opportunity for demonstration of wisdom, cooperation, and cosmic responsibility. Contemporary recognition of cosmic countdown patterns places human civilization within ancient prophetic frameworks that describe cosmic timing events as recurring phenomena rather than unique historical occurrences. The current countdown sequence represents another iteration of cosmic timing cycles that have shaped consciousness development throughout human history. The mathematical precision of ancient countdown predictions that match contemporary cosmic visitor timing patterns suggests that prophetic traditions preserve technical knowledge of cosmic timing mechanisms disguised as spiritual teaching to ensure cultural transmission across civilizational cycles. But understanding what cosmic countdown completion might represent for contemporary civilization requires examining how institutional responses to cosmic timing events reveal awareness of countdown significance that extends beyond public scientific communication into territory where cosmic contact meets security protocols designed to manage consciousness, preparation for transformation events that exceed individual readiness to encompass species-wide evolution. The ancient whispers of running out of time speak not of endings but of graduation, cosmic countdown sequences that prepare consciousness for advancement to new levels of cosmic awareness that enable participation in galactic community structures, operating according to timing protocols that encompass star systems, consciousness development cycles, and cosmic evolution phases, guided by intelligence that thinks in geological time spans and coordinates activities across interstellar distances. There is a particular quality to institutional silence that distinguishes it from simple absence of information. It carries weight, intention, the careful choreography of coordinated non-disclosure that speaks more eloquently than any official statement could. When organizations that built their reputations on public education and scientific transparency suddenly develop amnesia about cosmic phenomena that should dominate astronomical headlines, the silence itself becomes a form of communication, a signal that what remains unspoken carries implications too significant for casual handling. The pattern began with the discovery of Oumuamua in 2017. Initial excitement rippled through NASA press releases, scientific publications, and popular media as astronomers celebrated humanity's first confirmed interstellar visitor. Press conferences featured enthusiastic discussions of the object's mysterious acceleration, unusual dimensions, and exotic origins. The scientific community embraced the opportunity to study material from another star system, sharing data freely and encouraging public engagement with this cosmic milestone. Then gradually the enthusiasm dimmed. Follow-up press releases became shorter, less frequent, more cautious in their language. Scientists who had been quoted extensively about the object's unusual characteristics began qualifying their statements, emphasizing uncertainty rather than highlighting anomalies. The media moved on to other stories, leaving Oumuamua to fade from public consciousness, despite ongoing observations that revealed increasingly puzzling behaviour. When Borisov arrived 2 years later, the institutional response followed a similar pattern but with accelerated dampening. Initial announcements celebrated the discovery with appropriate scientific enthusiasm, but the excitement phase lasted weeks rather than months. Press conferences became more structured, questions more filtered, speculation more constrained. The transition from open scientific discussion to managed information flow occurred so smoothly that most observers didn't recognize the shift until retrospective analysis revealed the pattern. By the time 3I Atlas entered our solar system, institutional silence protocols had achieved such sophistication that public awareness of the discovery remained minimal despite the object's unprecedented size and visibility. Press releases used technical language that discouraged general readership. Scientific publications focused on routine orbital mechanics while avoiding discussion of anomalous characteristics. Media coverage emphasized the object's harmless trajectory while minimizing attention to its unusual properties. This progressive refinement of silence protocols suggests institutional learning, the development of increasingly effective methods for managing public awareness of cosmic phenomena that carry implications beyond comfortable scientific categorization. Each interstellar visitor provided opportunity to test and improve information management techniques until current protocols achieve near-complete containment of potentially destabilizing cosmic discoveries. The sophistication of contemporary silence protocols becomes apparent when compared to historical precedents for institutional information management during crisis events. The Titanic disaster of 1912 demonstrated early patterns of communication control during catastrophic events: initial minimization of severity, selective release of information, and careful management of public emotional response. Radio operators continued transmitting routine messages while the ship foundered, maintaining illusion of a normalcy until containment became impossible. The 1966 Aberfan disaster in Wales revealed more sophisticated protocols for managing information during events that challenge institutional authority. Mining company officials suppressed geological surveys that predicted catastrophic slope failure, delayed emergency response coordination, and minimized public discussion of safety warnings that had been ignored. The pattern of institutional protection through information control overshadowed humanitarian response until public pressure forced transparency. NASA's handling of Challenger concerns in 1986 demonstrated institutional silence protocols reaching dangerous sophistication. Engineers' warnings about O-ring failure and cold weather were filtered through layers of bureaucracy, transformed from technical certainty to acceptable risk through careful language modification. Launch proceeded despite clear evidence of catastrophic failure potential because institutional protocols prioritized mission continuation over safety acknowledgement. These historical precedents reveal consistent patterns in institutional psychology when confronted with information that threatens organizational authority, public confidence, or social stability. The progression from acknowledgement to minimization to suppression follows predictable stages that prioritize institutional preservation over truth disclosure, comfort maintenance over preparation for uncomfortable realities. Contemporary cosmic visitor silence protocols display identical psychological patterns, but with technological sophistication that enables real-time information management across global communication networks. Social media algorithms can be modified to reduce visibility of cosmic visitor content. Search engine results can be adjusted to prioritize conventional astronomical content over anomalous cosmic phenomena. News outlet coverage can be guided through informal editorial suggestions that emphasize routine scientific interpretation while discouraging speculative discussion. The coordination required for such comprehensive information management suggests institutional cooperation on scales that transcend individual agency authority or national boundaries. When NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, and other major space agencies synchronize their communication strategies about cosmic visitor phenomena, it indicates central coordination protocols that operate above individual organizational levels. Underground networks of astronomers, amateur observers, and independent researchers have documented systematic suppression of cosmic visitor data through coordinated database outages, conference session cancellations, and publication delays that prevent normal scientific discourse about interstellar object characteristics. These informal monitoring systems track patterns of information control that suggest advanced planning rather than reactive crisis management. The development of countdown protocol classification systems within government agencies provides institutional frameworks for managing public information about cosmic timing events that might destabilize social order. These protocols establish criteria for determining which cosmic discoveries require containment, which observations need management, and which implications demand suppression until appropriate preparation frameworks can be established. Whistleblower accounts from within space agencies describe specialized departments dedicated to monitoring cosmic visitor information while developing strategies for managing public awareness of countdown patterns. These departments reportedly coordinate with psychological operations specialists, social stability analysts, and cultural transformation experts to ensure that cosmic timing revelations occur according to schedules that optimize social adaptation rather than scientific transparency. The establishment of secret United Nations committees focused on temporal anomaly management suggests international recognition that cosmic countdown patterns require coordinated response on scales that transcend individual nation capabilities. These committees reportedly develop global protocols for managing consciousness preparation during cosmic timing events while maintaining social stability throughout transformation processes. The psychological sophistication of contemporary silence protocols reflects deep understanding of how information affects collective consciousness during periods of significant transition. Rather than crude suppression that creates suspicion and resistance, current protocols use selective disclosure, managed speculation, and guided interpretation that allows gradual adjustment to cosmic reality without triggering panic responses or social disruption. This graduated disclosure approach suggests institutional awareness that cosmic countdown completion approaches on timescales that require careful psychological preparation rather than sudden revelation. The silence protocols function not as permanent suppression, but as preparation management, controlling the timing and context of cosmic awareness development to optimize consciousness, readiness for whatever transformation awaits at countdown completion. But institutional silence also carries risks that extend beyond immediate crisis management into long-term civilizational preparation adequacy. Each generation that develops within managed cosmic ignorance represents lost opportunity for consciousness development, reduced preparation time, and decreased readiness for cosmic community participation that may require capabilities exceeding anything current institutional frameworks encompass. The mathematical precision of cosmic countdown patterns suggests that whatever transformation approaches operates according to galactic schedules that cannot be modified based on human preparation status or institutional preference. Cosmic timing events follow universal principles that transcend terrestrial authority, creating deadlines that require preparation whether institutions acknowledge them or maintain silence about their implications. Silence itself becomes part of the countdown sequence when institutional protocols function as timing mechanisms that control consciousness preparation phases. The careful management of cosmic awareness development creates psychological frameworks that may be necessary for successful navigation of cosmic transformation events, but it also concentrates preparation responsibility within institutional hierarchies rather than distributing it across entire populations. The effectiveness of silence protocols in managing cosmic countdown awareness depends on whether institutional authorities possess adequate understanding of transformation requirements to guide preparation processes successfully. If cosmic citizenship requires capabilities that exceed current institutional knowledge, then silence protocols might actually hinder rather than help consciousness preparation for cosmic community participation. Contemporary institutional silence about cosmic countdown patterns places human civilization in psychological territory, where ancient prophetic traditions provide more guidance than official scientific communication. The whispers of cosmic timing events preserved in cultural memory offer preparation frameworks that institutional silence fails to provide, creating reliance on mythological wisdom rather than contemporary technical analysis. The tension between institutional information control and cosmic timing reality creates urgency that transcends normal bureaucratic schedules. Whether silence protocols support or hinder cosmic countdown preparation remains unclear, but the mathematical progression of cosmic visitor arrivals continues regardless of institutional preferences, creating deadlines that approach according to galactic schedules rather than human comfort levels. In the measured quiet that surrounds cosmic countdown patterns, we encounter recognition that some discoveries exceed institutional capacity for management, some timing events transcend bureaucratic control, and some transformation processes require consciousness, preparation that extends beyond any framework current authorities possess for guiding species-wide evolutionary advancement. The silence speaks of awareness, limitation, and perhaps the humble recognition that cosmic countdown completion will reveal whether institutional information management contributed to or hindered humanity's readiness for whatever cosmic midnight brings to consciousness, awakening on a small world that may no longer have the luxury of ignorance about its place in timing systems that encompass the galaxy. In the space between the penultimate moment and the final moment of any countdown, consciousness enters territory where anticipation transforms into presence, where preparation yields to experience, where everything that has been building toward completion finally reveals its purpose. These are the seconds that stretch like hours, when time itself seems to pause in recognition that whatever comes next will be fundamentally different from everything that came before. We find ourselves suspended in that space now, listening to the cosmic countdown that began with Oumuamua's arrival, accelerated through Borisov's confirmation of pattern, and crystallized into undeniable sequence with 3i Atlas's dramatic escalation. The mathematical progression continues its Fibonacci rhythm, 2 years, 6 years, 18 years, but mathematical models suggest we may not have 18 years to prepare for whatever comes next. The concept of cosmic countdown completion challenges every comfortable assumption about gradual change, evolutionary development, and the luxury of extended preparation time. Unlike terrestrial countdowns that measure specific events, rocket launches, New Year celebrations, technological deadlines, cosmic countdowns operate on scales that encompass consciousness evolution, species graduation, and transformation events that transcend individual readiness to require collective preparation for challenges beyond current human experience. But countdowns, even cosmic ones, serve preparation rather than destruction. They create psychological frameworks that focus attention, mobilize resources, and coordinate responses necessary for navigating transformation successfully. The countdown sequence embedded in interstellar visitor arrivals provides advance warning of approaching cosmic timing events, while creating opportunity for consciousness development that enables successful participation in whatever community awaits beyond the countdown's completion. The mathematical precision of cosmic timing patterns suggests multiple scenarios for what countdown completion might represent, each carrying profound implications for human civilization's future relationship with cosmic intelligence that operates on galactic scales. The first scenario envisions countdown completion, marking the activation of direct communication systems between human civilization and the galactic community that coordinates cosmic timing events. The interstellar visitors might function as infrastructure components, establishing communication networks that enable real-time coordination between Earth and cosmic intelligence operating across star systems. In this possibility, cosmic midnight represents humanity's graduation from passive observation of the universe to active participation in galactic communication networks that span light years, while coordinating consciousness development across multiple civilizations. The countdown provides preparation time for developing technological capabilities, consciousness frameworks, and cultural structures necessary for participating in interstellar communication systems. The electromagnetic pulse patterns detected from our cosmic visitors could represent compatibility testing, ensuring that human technological systems can interface with galactic communication networks when countdown completion activates direct contact protocols. The mathematical timing sequences might be training humanity to recognize cosmic communication patterns while preparing consciousness for expansion beyond terrestrial limitations. Another scenario suggests that cosmic countdown completion marks the beginning of formal evaluation processes that determine human civilization's readiness for advancement to new levels of cosmic awareness. The interstellar visitors might function as evaluation infrastructure that monitors human responses to cosmic timing events while assessing species-wide consciousness development. Ancient prophetic traditions consistently describe cosmic timing events as evaluation periods that test civilizational wisdom, cooperation capabilities, and cosmic responsibility. The countdown sequences create preparation phases that enable consciousness development, while providing opportunity for demonstration of readiness for cosmic community membership. In this framework, cosmic midnight represents the beginning rather than completion of cosmic relationship, the moment when human civilization enters formal evaluation processes that determine advancement opportunities within galactic organizational structures. The countdown preparation becomes crucial for developing capabilities necessary to pass evaluation criteria established by intelligence operating on cosmic scales. A third possibility envisions countdown completion, triggering consciousness acceleration events that compress normal evolutionary development into timeframes that enable rapid advancement to cosmic awareness levels. The cosmic visitors might carry consciousness-affecting technologies that activate during cosmic timing events, enabling species-wide psychological and spiritual development that transcends individual limitation. This scenario draws from ancient traditions describing cosmic intervention that transforms human consciousness through direct technological enhancement rather than gradual cultural evolution. The countdown provides preparation time for developing psychological frameworks capable of integrating expanded consciousness without losing individual identity or cultural coherence. Cosmic midnight would represent transformation rather than contact, fundamental alteration of human consciousness capabilities that enables participation in cosmic processes requiring awareness levels beyond current human psychological development. The preparation becomes essential for maintaining stability during consciousness acceleration that transcends anything evolution typically achieves across geological time spans. The final scenario suggests that countdown completion marks humanity's integration into galactic organizational systems as participating rather than observed members of cosmic community structures. The cosmic visitors establish infrastructure necessary for ongoing participation in galactic activities, while providing technological and consciousness capabilities required for cosmic citizenship. In this possibility, the countdown prepares human civilization for transition from planetary to galactic species, beings whose activities, consciousness, and responsibilities encompass star systems rather than single worlds. The mathematical timing sequences coordinate this transition with galactic organizational cycles that operate on scales encompassing multiple civilizations simultaneously. Cosmic midnight represents graduation rather than beginning, completion of preparation phases that enable full participation in cosmic community activities while assuming responsibilities that transcend planetary limitation to encompass galactic stewardship and consciousness development across multiple species. But perhaps the most profound recognition emerging from cosmic countdown analysis involves the question of human readiness for transformation that exceeds anything our species has previously navigated. The ancient wisdom embedded in prophetic traditions suggests that cosmic timing events require not just technological capability or scientific understanding, but consciousness development that enables successful integration of cosmic awareness without losing essential human qualities. Mathematical models developed by independent researchers tracking cosmic countdown patterns suggest that current sequences will reach completion within the next 2 decades, placing countdown conclusion within current human lifetimes. These projections, developed outside institutional frameworks, indicate that whatever cosmic midnight represents will occur during periods when current generations remain capable of experiencing and responding to cosmic transformation events. The compressed timeline creates urgency that transcends academic preparation to require immediate consciousness development, practical spiritual preparation, and psychological frameworks capable of integrating cosmic awareness without civilizational collapse. The countdown doesn't provide unlimited preparation time. It creates defined deadlines that approach whether human consciousness feels ready or not. Yet the countdown itself provides guidance for preparation processes. The mathematical progression creates psychological frameworks that prepare consciousness for transformation through graduated exposure to cosmic awareness. Each cosmic visitor arrival represents an inoculation event that enables adjustment to cosmic reality while building tolerance for increasingly profound cosmic relationship. The institutional silence surrounding cosmic countdown patterns might represent recognition that consciousness preparation cannot be managed through external authority, but requires individual and collective development that transcends bureaucratic capability. The preparation for cosmic midnight demands wisdom traditions, spiritual practices, and consciousness development methods that exceed anything current institutions possess for guiding species-wide transformation. Ancient prophetic frameworks provide preparation guidance that institutional science cannot offer. Psychological and spiritual practices developed across millennia, specifically for navigating cosmic timing events that transcend normal human experience. These traditions suggest that cosmic countdown completion requires preparation that encompasses technological capability, consciousness development, and wisdom cultivation simultaneously. The convergence of ancient wisdom and contemporary cosmic timing patterns creates unique opportunity for preparation that draws from both mythological guidance and scientific analysis. The countdown approaching cosmic midnight demands integration of spiritual preparation with technological development, consciousness evolution with practical capability, cosmic awareness with grounded wisdom. If the cosmic countdown has indeed entered its final phases, then the questions we cannot escape extend beyond intellectual curiosity into territory where preparation becomes survival necessity, where consciousness development determines civilization continuation, where species-wide wisdom cultivation enables successful navigation of transformation events that will determine human civilization's cosmic future. Are we being warned, tested, evaluated, or invited? Perhaps all simultaneously. The cosmic countdown approaching completion creates deadlines that require demonstration of readiness for cosmic community participation, while providing opportunity for consciousness development that enables successful integration into galactic organizational systems. The mathematical progression continues its Fibonacci rhythm toward whatever moment awaits at cosmic midnight. That threshold between cosmic isolation and cosmic citizenship, between planetary limitation and galactic participation, between human consciousness confined to terrestrial boundaries and human awareness expanded to encompass cosmic community membership. The countdown reaches toward completion whether we feel prepared or not, whether institutions acknowledge its reality or maintain silence, whether human consciousness has developed adequate wisdom for navigating cosmic transformation, or requires additional learning through direct cosmic experience. In the final ticks that approach cosmic midnight, we encounter recognition that the countdown was never about running out of time. It was about discovering what we were preparing for all along. The ancient whispers spoke truth. Cosmic timing events represent graduation rather than ending, transformation rather than conclusion, advancement rather than termination. If the cosmic countdown has begun its final sequence, then the real question isn't how much time we have left, but what we're running out of time for, and whether the consciousness that emerges from cosmic midnight will recognize itself as human, while embracing capabilities that transcend everything our species has previously imagined possible, in a universe more aware, more organized, and more ready for conscious participation than the comfortable isolation of terrestrial development ever prepared us to become. The cosmic clock continues its measured progression toward whatever moment awaits when time itself transforms from countdown to contact, from preparation to presence, from the familiar rhythm of anticipation to the eternal moment of cosmic awakening.